Hello and welcome to Cheese, a Healthy Fruit, a podcast where two sisters reminisce on growing up in rural Wisconsin. We've been doing a little 3-part pet episode series. So far we've talked about, let me get here on my notes.
Your long list.
Yeah, my list of all of our various pets that we've had in our entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not it. I have so many notes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So we've talked about Orange Julius, who was the orange cat that we had before I was
singular
born.
orange cat. Like, fully orange cat that we've ever owned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cleo, the half-faced tortie.
Mm-hmm.
Who we had the same time as Orange Julius.
Mm-hmm. And by we, of
not
course,
me.
yes.
Everyone but me.
It was the 3 before the plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we talked about Twinkle and Sparkle, who were the 2 brothers with the stars on their head that we had when we were really little. Mm-hmm. And you named them.
Yes, because I am a genius.
And then we had Coco, Humpy the Wonder Dummy.
Humpy the Wonder Dummy.
Enough said. And then Tani, my Gemini twin.
Yes.
And we talked about Max, the queen.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about Jack, our dog.
Mm-hmm. The current old man who's laying with us.
A little gray toy poodle.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. The Toothless Wonder.
Toothless Wonder. And this episode, we're going to be talking about the last 6 cats that we've had.
Yep.
And we're starting it off with Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away, Jade.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, Midnight is kind of an interesting one. I did like a split one on this because she showed up in our lives before she lived with us. So, in around like 2012-ish, I want to say, we found this like skinny black kitten on the front porch. Like, she was like basically hiding underneath the front porch and like hanging around. And she was super friendly, like super nice. And we were like, oh my God, look at this thing. Like, you could see every rib on this cat. Like, she was not getting fed. Mm-hmm. So our parents were like, we don't need 3 cats. We don't need 3 cats. 2 is fine. We're okay. So our grandpa lived like 10 miles away from us and like on like a farm sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So there was, like, buildings and stuff there. And, of course, like, there's mice when there's buildings. So Dad asked Grandpa if he wanted to have the cat up at his place and, like, take care of it. So after we, like, fed her and, like, we had her probably around our house for probably, like, less than a week, I'd want to say, the first time. Like, she was, like, we were feeding her and stuff and, like, taking care of her. Max and Tawny wanted nothing to do with this thing. They were pissed. They were so mad.
Mm-hmm. Max is not like anyone after Tawny.
No, yeah. I think she only accepted Tawny because he was there first.
Yep.
That's the only reason. Mm-hmm. And she's fine with Jack, too.
Yeah. Well, because she could bully him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and she used to play with him. We're back on the dog somehow. Okay. So then Midnight lived
They're intertwined.
At our grandpa's house for probably around a year, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then our grandpa ended up moving down to our place. So...
Oh, she had a litter of kittens while she was up there.
Shh. We went up there, like, every once in a while and stuff. And, like, when we were packing and everything, she had kittens and also adopted a set of kittens. Who I think the, like, farmer guy said, like, the mom ended up, like, getting hit by a car. Yeah. So she had these little orange kittens that did not make sense because she was a black cat.
Yeah. They were also bigger than
They were bigger than
kittens.
her kittens, yeah.
They were older.
And they like, treated, like, always, like, they were still trying to get milk from her and everything the same. But Grandpa used to, like, pour out, like, cat food, and he let her sleep in his shed where he kept his lawnmower and stuff. So she is living that life. I'm really excited about that because she could get in and out whenever she wanted. So she was safe from, like, predators and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she had kittens up there.
But the shed wasn't good enough for the kittens. She kept the kittens in the barn.
Well, that's because the barn is bigger.
Yeah.
There's more ambiance.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, we decided to bring Midnight back down to our place when we moved Grandpa. And that first night, she wanted to be with her kittens. She was still kind of skinny, not nearly as skinny as she was. But that first night, she escaped and got away, like, we couldn't find her. So Dad was like, well, it's fine if she, like, makes her way back up to the up to Grandpa's old house, then that's where she's gonna end up, because she's just gonna keep going back. But it's really far, like, really far. So not super far, but, like, far for a cat to walk.
Yeah.
So then a couple days later, she shows up, and then she just gets kind of fat.
Yeah, winter happened.
Yeah. And she bulked up and continued to bulk up.
She became round.
She was a round girl. So she went from being this little, tiny, little anorexic kitten to round. Very plump. And our mother named Midnight. I'd like to clarify that one. There were 4 cats, I think, total, that, like, our family named while we were... Actually, I think Cleo and Orange Julius both came pre-named because they got them from someone.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we usually don't name pets. If they have names already, we just keep them.
Well, the problem is that we do name the pets by giving them weird-ass nicknames.
Yeah.
That they all respond to, so it's fine.
You just look at them and go, Scoochie the Pooch.
I'm sure that was a name at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever sound comes out of my mouth, if they respond to it, I'm like, that's their name. That's it. And then Midnight disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Yes. Closely after she got round.
Yes. Her fighting technique was to roll over onto her back.
Yeah.
So
we don't have great faith that she's living it up somewhere, but she could be.
Yes.
She could be.
And, well, Midnight was still around when we had Tawny, Max, and Midnight.
Mm-hmm. And Jack, of course.
And Jack, yeah. And then a 4th cat showed up. And he was just, like, tooling around outside, you know? Mm-hmm. He was, like a Russian blue, like a gray cat.
Yeah, he was a tomcat.
Yeah, he was a tomcat.
Very much so, still had his balls.
Yes. And so he was, like, hanging out outside, and then eventually he did find his way inside into the house. The garage.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the cats do find their way into the house at some point or another.
He never did. Mm-mm. He never did go into the house. But Mom named him, but we didn't fix him.
No.
Because Dad was like, we don't need 4 cats.
Mm-hmm.
And we just spayed Midnight.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have the money to neuter another cat.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, foreshadowing, because we have 4 cats later on.
Yeah.
Now we have 4 cats.
We currently have 4 cats, yeah.
And we've just kind of settled at that number now.
Mm-hmm.
But Dusty went crazy for catnip. I gave him catnip one time, and, like, if the catnip fell off of where he was, he would, like, fall after it. Like, just chase it.
I would die for you.
So much. Yep. But he was, alas, a tomcat, so he ran off because all the girls were spayed.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have anything here for him.
Yep.
Nope.
And they all did not want to deal with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone was pretty pissed, even Midnight.
Yeah. Yeah, like Midnight didn't get along with anybody. Max didn't get along with anybody. It's just very tense.
I have another name for Denver, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm about to get to Denver right now.
Do you want me just to say the other name?
Well, when I say the nicknames,
okay,
you can add in.
Okay.
So when Max had her gallbladder issues, we were worried about Tawny being all alone for the winter. Mm-hmm. And Dad figured he needed some friends. Mm-hmm. So we got 2 new cats.
As in, Max had issues on like a Monday, was it? Then on probably. Wednesday, I got a text from Dad like, ooh, we're gonna have to go like think about getting new cats. And then on Sunday, we got new cats. Here's pictures of them. Because I was in college, so I wasn't here.
Yes.
I was like, that escalated very quickly.
Yeah.
0 to a fucking 100.
Like an impulse buy.
It really did. Yeah. It really was, actually.
Yeah.
Our dad really loves cats.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I can justify getting 2 cats right now.
But he wanted to get them then so that they could bulk up for winter. Because if he waited too long, they wouldn't be able to be outside.
Yeah. And then Tawny would be spending the winter by himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Instead, we got him 2 things to terrorize him.
Yes. So the 2 cats were Denver and Crawford. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about Denver first, a.k.a. Fat Boy, or
Dana Fur.
Oh, yeah. Dana Fur. Yeah. I forgot that you called him that.
Yeah.
And he was born November 6, 2015. And then we adopted him in November 2018. And he was a gray tabby.
Mm-hmm. And he was, in fact, round. He was fat.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I called him Fat Boy. It wasn't just like me body shaming the cat. He was just a big boy.
He was very chubby.
Big boy. Yeah.
But very photogenic.
Yes. Oh, he was so handsome.
He was so pretty.
So handsome.
And he also had a nice waddle going.
Yeah, he did.
When he walked, his belly, he would sway.
Yeah. But not like nice crazy sway. Because it was still like... It was still, like, a hard belly.
Yeah, it was still, like,
it's not like
in.
He lost weight. Because when when cats lose weight, that sucker swings like no other.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't a super intense sway, but, like, it was a little sway. Yeah. And it kind of, like, I mean, he kept it, like, close. You know? It wasn't like a big, like, pouch that was dragging down. Like, yeah. But... he was very dog-like.
Yes.
And, like he picked up like a dog, and he liked to be held, you know? Like, most cats, you pick them up, and they, like, become like a you suddenly.
Yeah. You're like, I think not.
But he was just stiff as a board. Like,
oh
you
my
pick
God.
him up.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't help you.
Yeah.
He, like, straightened his spine as much as he could.
Yeah.
So the first time that I met him, Dad was like, oh, you can pick him up. And I was like, oh, cool. So I went to pick him up like I would pick up any normal cat and almost threw him on his face because I picked up way too far back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For this fat cat. So that was fun. But he's so cuddly.
Yes.
So cuddly.
He also liked to be on a leash. We did some like leash training with him. He
with the harness, of
mind
course.
The harness at all, and he liked leash and car rides too.
Yes, he did like car rides.
Yes,
the only cat that didn't scream in the car.
Yeah, he was very playful, and he fought with Crawford a lot.
Yes,
like play fought. All the time. Taught Crawford everything that he knows.
Yes. Made Crawford the terror that he is today.
Yes. Denver liked to pester Tawny a lot. He would get up in his face and like meow at him. And Tawny would be all upset and hiss and shrink and...
Yeah, our poor old folks just were not ready for that. And of course these 2 cats were in a shelter, so they're like, oh, I've seen bitches like you before.
Yeah.
They're ready to, like, fight.
Yeah.
And our old people are just leave me alone.
Yeah. And he and Crawford were just, like, inseparable.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to follow us up and down the driveway when we went to get the mail and brought it to Grandpa's.
We once took them on a walk on accident.
Yes, that's where I'm going.
Oh, no.
But one time, we went on a walk with Mom.
Mm-hmm.
And we're used to, like, Max following us down the driveway, but then stopping at the end.
Yeah, she stops.
Yeah. But so we just kept walking, and they were like, we're going on a walk. And they just came with.
Yep.
Except that they walked in, like, the middle of the road.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So we had to cut the walk short.
Yeah.
And, like, we kept it, like, close to the house.
Yeah. We
'Cause-
actually walked, like, in, like, really far in the grass. That way, trying to get them off of the road.
Mm-hmm. And, like, there were a couple, like, when a car came, which doesn't happen that often on our road, we had to, like, coax them over and, like, pet them and, like,
see,
distract
the thing
them.
is that Crawford's afraid of cars. Like, running cars.
Yeah.
Denver was a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, they'll stop. So
Yeah.
the one time there was a car coming, I ran up to him just going, Dinnifer. Because you can run up to him and he wouldn't run away. The other cats would be like, bye.
Yeah.
So I ran up, scooped him up, and, like, carried him off. He was, like, right on the side of the road, but I still didn't want, like, the person to hit him while we were all standing there.
Mm-hmm.
But this little fat boy is just looking up at me like, hi, when I'm running towards him. So I just pick him up and I'm petting him and he's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
He didn't even, unaware he was going to get hit by a car.
Yeah. Luckily, you can, like, pick him up.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, Crawford, we had to, like, coax him over and pet him because if we tried to pick him up, he'd run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he could have ran into the road, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we also took him for a walk on a leash
Yes.
in town once.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of, like, carrying and, like, stopping and getting sidetracked. But it was a nice walk. Jack was a little confused because he was like, why aren't we walking?
Yeah, he wanted to go forward and Denver was like, let's go explore this field over here. We were like, oh. So if you ever want to take a cat on a walk, just be aware you're probably not going to be walking that much.
Yeah.
Or following any path that exists.
Yeah.
You're just going to be following the cat or stopping and being like, can we go this way now? And the cat's just going to look at you like, that way? I want to go that way.
Yeah.
Can I go that way?
Yeah. You really got to understand that, like walking is, like, it's really, like, the cat's time to just explore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it does get a little tough, like, trying to keep him off of private property.
Yep, yeah.
Because he's like, he really wants to go right into somebody's yard. It's
There's
like,
a lot of things to investigate.
No. But unfortunately, Denver also died this January, on January 9th. So it was a tough winter for us.
Yeah. January really sucked ass.
January. Yeah. And Tawny died right at the end of January.
Yeah.
We were sure. And there was a time when we were, like, starting to think that, like, our pets were going to be, like, gray, you know? Because we expected, because Denver and Crawford are gray, and so is Jack. And, like, we expected Max to go, and then Tawny, and then Jack, and then Denver, and then Crawford. But that didn't happen.
In age order, yeah.
Yeah. You know, you just expect them to go in the age order. Although, you know, Jack probably would die before. Well, I don't know,
the
actually.
Toothless Wonder over there is kind of...
I don't know, actually, because they are outdoor cats. So outdoor cats usually don't live to be, like, 20.
But the problem is that they're not, like,
so
true outdoor cats.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, so
outdoor
I give
cats
them
can
15.
live to either be 5 years, like, max.
Or 20.
Or
like,
really old. But that's also indoor cats, too.
Yeah.
It's just the vet. I remember when we were, like, when we first said, like, Twinkle and Sparkle were outdoor cats, they're like, oh, they're not going to live that long.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we've got fucking Max is ancient.
Yeah.
They didn't think she was going to make it to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But we had a quinceañera for her.
Mm-hmm.
She hated the dress. But I think that's important for a quinceañera, that the quinceañera, who's the girl, hates it.
Yes.
Hate the dress. It's just too poofy.
Yeah. So next is Crawford, aka Mr. Ford, Crayford, Crawford D. Kitty, and Crawford. I can't do it. I still can't roll my R's.
I love it. I love the try.
But that's what
good.
mom calls him. Crawford.
Crawford.
There you go. He was born June 8th, 2019. He's another Russian blue gray cat.
2019, 2018.
2018. Didn't I
19.
say 2018?
You said 19.
Well, I read an 8. I said 9.
You were close, I guess. I do that all the time. He
was born in 2019, but we adopted in 2018.
So he was negative years old, like your rank thing.
Yeah. So we got him at the same time as Denver.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first Kitten. He was the first kitten I ever remember having. Because when we got Twinkle and Sparkle, they were kittens.
Yeah, but you were like 2, so.
Yeah. So I don't remember them being kittens.
Mm-hmm.
We got some good pictures of them as kittens, but don't remember that. And because he was 5 months old when we got him. The vet told us that he was 3, but math says 5.
Yeah. Science.
Yeah, like June to November is 5 months, not 3.
Yeah.
So, honestly, like, I called Jack, like, 11 months, like, after his first birthday, because we got him when he was 11 months, but it was November, and then it was December, and that's when his birthday is in December.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, he's 11 months. Oh, wait, no, he's a year old now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, they could have, it's easy to be like, oh, yeah, they're this, to, like, get it in your head what age they are.
Yeah.
And then to keep it, you know, because you're used to, like, people being, like, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You know, for a whole year.
Yeah, like someone's not,
months.
like, 24 for, like, 2 months, you know?
Yeah. With, like, months, you have to keep track of it. And for, but he had so much energy.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'd only had adult cats, so they kind of mellow out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He needed all sorts of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And once he learned how to scream, he never stopped.
Oh my god.
Crawford just wanders around just screaming.
To himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To himself. And then when you come home, he'll come screaming at your car door.
Oh, yeah. If he's down the driveway, he'll run up the driveway next to your car.
Mm-hmm.
So that he can scream at you.
Yeah.
Before you open your door.
Yeah. You can hear it with your car running.
Oh, yeah.
But
he's loud as hell.
Yeah. And Denver taught him to be a big bully.
Yeah.
So he's a big bully to Max.
Yeah.
And now to Mike and Stormy. I think he's going to teach Mike
I hope not.
to be a big bully.
I hope Mike stays sweet. I like my sweet little baby.
Yeah.
You still need to get Crawford a kicker toy.
That's true.
Because that would really help a lot of things.
Yes. But Crawford learned how to climb ladders.
Mm-hmm.
So he really likes climbing ladders.
Mm-hmm.
And one time he climbed one right up onto Grandpa's roof.
Yeah. Yep.
But the thing is that ladder is not one you can go back down on.
Yeah.
When you're a cat.
Mm-hmm.
The one in the garage has very, like, thick.
And it's at, like, an angle where you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really easy for cats to come down.
Mm-hmm.
But the really thin, like, round rungs, they can't do it.
No.
They can go up real easy, but down is not happening.
No.
So, like, he had to find his own way down. But luckily, like, Grandpa's roof is not very far from his railings on his porch. And the porch railings are really wide, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he can jump down onto the railing. So he found his way down.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that way is also an up.
Yeah.
So now he can get right back up onto Grandpa's roof again, too.
Yeah. So Grandpa sometimes is like, the cat's on the roof. And we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll find his way down.
When he first found it, when we first figured out how to get him down off the roof, and he figured, whoa, this is a way I can go up and down. Like, I went to Grandpa's to give him his mail, and Crawford would follow me, and he'd just go right up onto the roof. He's like, I'm on a roof now.
I think he just thinks it's a new level of hunting, because if there's any birds that are like, haha, you can't get me up here, he's like...
We need to talk about the bird seed too.
Oh yeah,
we feed.
You wanna talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah, we feed. That'll be my last story about Crawford.
Okay.
Here, is that we feed birds at Grandpa's, and we just like fill up the bird feeders with little cans, and like sometimes it spills out, and so Crawford would always run and stand underneath the bird feeder and get bird feed on his back.
Yeah, like he has to be right underneath the bird feeder, so he gets a little bit of the bird seed on him. And
we joke that he's like trying to lure in birds.
Yeah,
that way.
Yeah, I'm just a bird feeder.
Just a bird feeder. All right, next is Stormy.
Okay, Stormy is one of our new cats. When did we get them? Was it March, April?
Spring? I don't remember.
I think it was either late March, early April, because it was right before the quinceañera.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Stormy the same time that we got Mike. Stormy is a 3-year-old black cat. She's like an American short hair. So the standard cat. She is cat and she's black. She goes by several names, especially at the beginning of her time here. Sadell calls her Spooky because she looks like a vampire, which I'll explain later.
I also call her Spoopy, too.
Spoopy, because of other reasons that will also be explained.
She also gets spooked a lot, too.
That's
also why she's spooky.
Yeah. Mother called her Smokey for the longest time. Was fully convinced that was her name. And I was like, what are you calling her? And she'd be like, Smokey. Like, her name is Stormy. Like, what? Thunderstorm and Starmy.
Yes.
Like star and then me. Yes. I always go, oh, Starmy. Okay.
I call her Thunderstorm.
Yep. She's our little vampire kitty because her fangs are just really long. Like, her teeth are just super long, so they're always a little bit visible. And she has what Sadell calls the blep. And that is just a tiny little tongue sticking out just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, her face really, she does kind of look like a vampire bat. Like, if you look at her, just a little bit looks like a vampire bat. Which I think is the most adorable thing. She's just the cutest thing ever. She has a really short neck, which I think is the reason why her tongue sticks out.
Oh.
So, like, when she walks, her, like, shoulders and her head are not that far apart. Versus all the rest of our cats who have, like, regular, like, long necks for, like, cats have long necks. But she's just kind of a little short. So, I don't know if she has, like, something happening, but she's just her and she's adorable. She's really cute. Oh, I have a cute little story. Okay, so we have a big yard. So we have riding lawnmowers. And the cats will lay on the riding lawnmowers because they are just big cat beds. That's all they are. So Mike and Stormy will lay together. And Stormy insists on cleaning Mike. She will always just sit and, like, lick him to just clean him. Because apparently this little boy cannot clean himself. But he'll be fast asleep and Stormy's just bathing away. And it's adorable. It's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which all of our cats now all know how to use ladders.
Yes.
So we went from only having one cat who knew how to use a ladder to then having 2.
Yeah.
And now we have 4. So that's definitely really interesting.
I think the thing is that, like, the bigger cats couldn't use it. Because, like, Yeah. It's a little bit like, you need a little bit of agility of movement.
Well, the thing is, Max has arthritis, so she goes down, like, front paws and back paws down on the same thing. She kind of just goes like this.
Yeah.
now.
Well, that's what she did before, isn't it?
No, she used to do what Crawford does.
Oh, she used to go straight, like
down, 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 down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now she makes it look intentional, like, oh, you need to stop and pet me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy. It's easier for the skinny cats, so the big cats never tried it.
Oh, also, Stormy, if you call her, you'll be like, oh, Stormy. She'll come right up to you, but sit like 3 feet away from you and just sit down and look at you. Because she's waiting to get pet. Mm-hmm. Unlike the other cats who will walk straight up to you.
Yeah.
She will sit down like she's prepared for it.
Yeah.
She's like, hello, I am here. It's really cute.
But then be too far away.
Yes, be too far away. So you still have to take at least one step forward to actually pet her.
Yeah. And then sometimes she runs away anyway.
Yes, when you take that step forward, she's like, oh, never mind.
Yep.
Goodbye.
One time I came out into the garage on a really hot day, and Stormy and Mike were laying like flat out, but they were holding hands.
Aww.
It was so
They're
cute.
really cute.
Yeah.
They're adorable. I hope they never change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, are we ready to talk about Mike?
Yeah. So let's talk about Mike, a.k.a. Mikey. Mike Wazowski, or Micah. He was born August 14th, 2020. The same day as Jade.
I was born last year, y'all.
I wasn't born yesterday. I was born last year. He's also a black cat. But he is still a kitten.
Yes.
So he is super disproportionate.
Yes.
His tail is so long.
Oh my god. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, actually ridiculous. It looks like a freaking car antenna that's, like, just ridiculously huge.
Yeah.
It's always sticking straight up, too.
And do you think his head's too big or too small?
It's too small.
Yeah, it's too small.
Yeah, his paws and his tail are just way too big.
Mm-hmm.
He's slowly getting there, but his head is tiny.
Yeah, his head's still really small. Yeah. Yes. We adopted him with Stormy. But he's very chill. Like, he'll let you pick him up. He's one of those cats where you can pick him up by the armpits and, like, spread him out. He's super long.
Yeah. You can, like, bop him around.
Yeah. Hold him like a baby.
That's what I do. I hold him like a baby and pet his tummy.
He's built like a slinky.
Yeah.
Just, woo.
Yeah, you can take the back half of the cat in one hand and then the front half of the cat in the other hand and just, like, slinky him back and forth. And he's like, that's fine.
He's very cuddly.
Yeah.
Yes. And he really likes his fuzzy snake toy.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll, like, take it and carry it around and, like, hide it.
Yes,
even
likes
though
to...
you're attached to it.
Yeah, he likes to
string.
take the, his catches off somewhere for him to kill them.
Yeah.
So I actually caught him today pulling the feather one through the garage. And I was like, you cannot put that under my car. I will not get it back until we move my car, and I'll probably break it. Like,
yeah.
So I had to take the toy away. Stormy was just following along like, that's my favorite toy.
Yeah. I think that's all I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's our pets.
Yeah.
The ones that are still alive, because we didn't really announce.
To clarify, who is the most important currently?
Yes. Max,
Jack, Crawford, Stormy, and Mike. Those are the 5 current players who we will probably be telling more stories about.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll probably be the most prominent.
Yes. And that'll probably be like quick little updates at the beginning or the end or something.
Yeah.
Just to let you know if the cats did anything weird or if Jack decided to, I don't know, do anything. Literally anything. He's just a little lazy boy.
Yeah. He's so old now.
Yeah. I
It's
would
gotten
like
to the point
say,
where if anything happens, he
Mhm.
just groans.
Yeah.
Old man grunts.
literally anything happens, he groans.
Yeah.
Even if anything that happened was absolutely nothing. If nothing changed in the environment, he will still groan. Just because he can, I guess. I think it's just he's got too much air. He's let it out. I would like to say, though, I have been teaching Mike some bad habits, including climbing up people.
Yeah.
And on people.
Mm-hmm.
So today while I was working on the truck, he jumped on my back and scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
Yep.
Well, this was fun. Talking about, dead pets, alive pets.
Yeah.
It really sounds like we don't know anything about our newest pets, but they are really new.
Yeah, they are really new. It's been a couple months.
So we haven't had any crazy shit happen with them yet, but I'm sure give it time.
Yep.
You guys will hear about it, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, this has been She's a Healthy Fruit.
I'm Sidel.
I'm Jade.
We'll hopefully see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Cheese, a Healthy Fruit. Our cover art is by MJ Hennessey. Our theme song is by Melina Marchese. You can find her at melinamarchese.com. Follow the podcast on Instagram at cheese_a_healthy_fruit, Jade at Jade Powers with an extra S, and Sidel at Sidel Powers, spelled Cydel. If you have any questions or want to submit a story from your childhood, email us at cheeseahealthyfruit@gmail.com. Sources can be found in the show notes. You can find Cheese, a Healthy Fruit wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Subscribe to Cheese, a Healthy Fruit and leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. See you next time. Bye-bye.